everyone for joining with us again. This is our 12th year gathering here, and it's the 25th year that First Friends in Pucks, Christi, New Jersey, and a whole bunch of other organizations and folks have been gathering and using Ash Wednesday, the beginning of Lent, 40 days of repentance, to highlight the immorality and the injustice and the cruelty of the immigration, detention, deportation, and enforcement system. We are very happy to have a new occupant of the White House.
Yeah.
It has been a terrible, awful, brutal, torturous 4 years. For anyone watching what was going on, let alone those who were actually experiencing it. But what we know as advocates and activists is that the cruelty of ICE does not rely on the occupant of the White House. We have been witnessing to families being torn apart, to people being deported, including people who have spoken here. I think about Annie Enchev, who came and spoke here a number of years ago, who is now in Bulgaria, a place that he hadn't seen since he was 2 years old. He was a young man who was DACA eligible, but he was his parents had applied for asylum and he was denied asylum, and has been living apart from his family and his life here for a number of years now. And we think about Sally Pillay, who was the coordinator here for so long, who just could not navigate the immigration system and is now living apart from her life and her family, her adopted family here, all of us, and her life that she had built in Bergen County. And we hope this means she'll be able to come back. We hope this means that Eddie will be able to come back. We also remember Dave Johnson, who joined us on Good Friday. He joined us on Good Friday. It was the day after he had been released from the Essex County Jail. And it was so amazing to see him there. He had been incarcerated in the Essex County Jail, caught up in the crimmigration system, right? So, yes, he had been transferred to ICE custody from local police in the jail, and sadly ended up spending many months and missing the birth of his grandchild. It was so beautiful to see them all together, and he came that day and he told us that he was going to keep fighting for everybody that he left behind, which was such an amazing thing, that it wasn't enough for him, that he had gained his own freedom, that he was going to fight for others.
Yes.
And he asked us to continue fighting for others as well. And sadly, within a month, he was redetained by ICE and sent on a plane very quickly, within about a week, back to a country that he had fled decades earlier, and they did it without having any kind of paperwork. That was actually how we had gotten him released from detention, was that his home country had no record of his birth, and they had agreed. They were agreeing not to create paperwork for him. So we're not sure exactly now how he ended up back in his home country, but we hear these stories. These were stories from the Obama years, for the most part. So we know what needs to be done. We know that until this entire system is dismantled, taken apart,